Polls, as we move into the midterm season, are showing us that there is a gap for Republican voters with women. Do you worry at all that this issue and this Supreme Court battle has widened that gap, or is maybe a short-term win but poses some long-term trouble for the party?
I don't see how it could be much wider than it already was. I mean, there's in all of the public opinion polls, there's a wide gender gap. We've always had that to some extent. It clearly is wider than it used to be. What I do think, if you're talking about the politics of the recent confirmations, what we're talking about here, and whether that contributed to it, I think it did contribute to our side getting more interested, because we've had a kind of not only a gender gap, but we've also had an enthusiasm gap, you know, where they were a lot more enthusiastic about the fall election than we appeared to be. I do think that the controversy over this, ironically, produced like an adrenaline shot for the people on our side.
Why do you think the gender gap is wider now than it has been previously?
Well, it's an interesting question, and something I'm not happy with, and I hope we can improve in the coming weeks and years.
Republican women are not winning their Senate races, and in contrast, there are a larger number of Democratic women who have won their primaries and are running now for seats in the Senate.
It's a great frustration. With regard to the committee, I've tried to talk some of our Republican women into going on the Judiciary Committee, and I'm going to try again at the beginning of the next Congress, and they just haven't been interested. They've had other interests that just haven't aligned with going on the Judiciary Committee. As far as women candidates go, we've always had plenty of women candidates. We've had trouble winning as many races.
Senator Lisa Murkowski from Alaska was the only Republican to oppose Judge Kavanaugh's nomination. You know, she ended up voting present, but she made it clear that she opposes him. And President Trump wasn't very happy about it, and he said that, you know, she's never going to recover in Alaska. Do you think, A, that that's true, or B, is that fair?
Well, she's certainly going to recover. This is a woman who got elected with a write-in vote in 2010. She's about as strong as you could possibly be in Alaska. Nobody's going to beat her. I'm proud she's in the Republican conference, and I would remind everyone she voted for Justice Gorsuch. She voted for all 26 of our circuit judges, and she's a Republican in our conference in very good standing.